It's needless to say that things have not exactly gone to plan in the early stages here in our time at Vancouver FC. Still have maybe some time to turn it around. The team still hates us. They're still fighting against us, but our recent run of form has been semi-decent. Problem is, our biggest loss of the season came against Calgary FC, 6-0. Guess who we play today? And welcome back, my friends, to another episode of The American Dream. I'm Mr. Cellophane. If you like the series so far, and gosh, why wouldn't you? Make sure you smash that thumbs up right below this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not. This is the position we find ourselves in. 7 matches in, we are sitting bottom of the table, just a single solitary point as we failed to beat Forge FC, the other really bad team in this league. So we do have some catching up that we need to do. Minus 13 on the goal difference. In fact, it looks like the other teams are just kind of beating up on us. It's just us and Forge who are actually on the negative side in that particular category. We have been moving forward a couple, I think 3 1-goal losses in a row before Forge FC just dismantled us on set pieces in the last episode. Hoping to make a little bit more hay as we take on Calgary FC in a revenge matchup. And a bit of a different look for us. I mean, tactically, we haven't made many changes. We did change the role of the central midfielder one more time. I think it will better serve the player we're putting in there today. We'll get to him in a second. Marks is going to start in goal again. He has been generally very good for us, even though the team itself has been quite lackluster. It is going to be Caden Chung coming back in as our left back, Romeo and Bakare as our midfield pair with Mohammed on the right-hand side. Paris G at the base of the midfield. He'll be paired with Elliot Simmons, who are sliding slightly forward. Once again, finding himself on the bench is going to be Nicholas Galvis. Vasco Fry also going to be joining him as Johnson slides up into the number 10. Tahid, playing very well as our left wing, is going to stay there. Kane on the right wing, also doing an excellent job. He is our leading goal scorer with 3. In fact, he's our only player with multiple goals on the season. And the 17-year-old loanee, Yunki Seki, is going to be at the top. Now, we have moved above the qualification average, above the pace as far as number of minutes for U21 players. However, we can only play a maximum of 1,000 minutes from loan players that can contribute to that number. Obviously, Seki falls into that category. So Tahid is going to need to get some playing time. We might need to work in Tyler Crawford on that left back side as well. We'll deal with that as it comes. We've got a average 57 minutes a match for a U21 player. We're currently averaging just over 100. So not too bad for us right there. So we're on pace for that. Let's see if we can make some hay against Calgary FC. And Calgary coming into this match winless in their last 4. So hopefully we can put a little bit pressure on them. And really, we just need to give a better account of ourselves than the last match. We had 2 goalkeepers in that match, neither of which is on the pitch right now. It was the game that prompted us to make the move in between the sticks. And so far, Marks has done as good a job as we could expect. Bakari sending it forward, but Naylor will look to go the other way. Daly dropping it back for Montgomery in his own end as Calvary looks to control. 20 minutes on the clock. Daly back again for Montgomery. Looking for Daly over the top. He's going to find him in the box. Centers it, and there's William Akio. 4th goal of the season. They have all come against us. I mean, a beautiful job by Daly, sending it back and then going on a nice run. Montgomery picking him out over the top. Not a lot Mohammed could do, as he just could not backtrack quickly enough. And very quickly, it's Vancouver 0, Calgary 1. But Chung, just about a minute later, with a corner opportunity, sending it in. Romeo to Johnston, and Isaiah Johnston picking up his 1st goal of the season in a slightly advanced position over where he may have found himself, and Vancouver able to equalize quickly. It's Vancouver 1, Calgary 1. Nice save by Carducci, but he pushes the ball right onto the feet of Johnston, who pots it home into the empty net. So getting a goal and looking for more. A final third throw, and Simmons giving it back for Muhammad along the near sideline, pushing it past his man, sending it far post, looking for Tahid, unable to find him. Akio trying to control it. Guy comes along with it. Zuniga knocks it away. Guy again. Tahid with it up the left wing, has it swept away, and he'll be taken down by Kabza. Did not look like a penalty, but they're going to give it, and I'm going to take it. I have no objections to this as Isaiah Johnson steps up to the spot, slots it home, getting Carducci to guess the wrong way, and 2 goals in 6 minutes for Isaiah Johnston. He's got his brace. It's our first player, I believe, this year that has scored multiple goals in a single match, and Vancouver takes the lead 2-1 over Calgary FC, and hopefully we can keep this going. We've already massively outperformed our last match against this team. We're doing it at home. Willoughby Community Park has been, I guess, kinder to us than the road has. We are actually enjoying the run of play so far in this first half, and we are going to go into the locker room with a 2-1 lead, and they are responding well to our halftime team talk. Let's see if we can hold on to this for the second half. Simmons, though, has it knocked away. Daly in control. Runs into a bit of traffic, so he'll drop it for Kabza. Across back for Daly. Daly has been dangerous in this match. He is the goal scorer. Played up for Ravanelli. He had a brace against us last time. Kabza pushing it forward. Ravanelli shooting, and Marks will dive to his right, but the kick itself was wide, and it will go out. Marks to start it to Romeo. 50 minutes on the clock. Romeo in control, pushing it forward for Bakare. He's got Simmons, spinning it ahead for Johnston. Johnston has been deadly in this match. 7.9 rating so far for the midfielder in his first season at Vancouver FC. Marks will control it, push it for Bakare. He does have some space in front of him, feeding Kane. Kane running into a bit of trouble. Back for Bakare. G in the middle will just lay it back for Romeo. If you can't move it forward, move it backwards. Just stay in control of the ball. Up the right wing, Muhammad with room on the sideline, playing it behind Kane, and here comes Calvary the other way. Daly, Muhammad sweeping it away from him, but kept in by Naylor. Naylor, he's got Daly on the run, looking for Ravanelli. He'll head it on and over the crossbar. Marks dove for it. He was in a good position, but he did not need to make the stop. But Calvary looking to pour things on. Daly laying it back for Montgomery. Henry now in the middle. He doesn't have really anybody on left wing. Ravelli, can he push it past the defense? He does, in the middle for Tobias Varshevsky. And Varshevsky able to equalize this match at 2. Ravanelli just getting it past. I think that was Romeo. Yeah, it was. Nice pass up by Henry. Good first touch by Ravanelli. And then just a quick burst of speed in for Warshevsky. I thought he may have been offside, but sadly, I am incorrect. Chung with a free kick opportunity, puts it on, hits the post, and Ravanelli will look to take it forward. Oh, we desperately need these 3 points, my friends. Mohamed to throw it in the 65th minute, getting it back from Kane, pushing it further up the sideline, throwing it into the middle, looking for Tahid. He's not going to get his head on it. It will be cleared, but Chung is there. Ahead for Tahid. Back post. Kane shoots and scores. Kane with the back post header. Tyreek Tahid picking up the assist. It's the 4th goal of the year for Kane, and Vancouver goes back up on top by a score of 3-2. Zuniga with a good header to get it clear, but no Calvary players in the vicinity, so Chung able to push it back to Tahid, who throws it far post for Kane, beating the goalkeeper Carducci for his 4th goal of the season. Close to being offside, but not really. And looking at our XG, we are over 2. We are getting a ton of chances. Ravanelli, he had an opportunity of his own, had most of the goal to shoot for, but he could not hit the target at all. In fact, Ravanelli is looking awfully tired, so we are going to, where is he? We are going to trigger the press on him and tackle harder when he gets the ball because he is exhausted. Maybe we can force him into a mistake. Less than 20 minutes remaining, and we are seeing a very solid performance out of our team. Seki's going to come out. Atwa Hene will take over at striker. That is going to be the lone change we are going to make because I am very happy with how this team has been operating so far. Zuniga, though, with a throw in deep in our zone, getting it back in the corner. throwing it into the middle. Warshevsky with a header on. It'll glance off of the crossbar. Goal kick. Looking for Kane. Goulbourne steps in front of that and leaves it for Daly. Across for Gagan. He's got Henry. Henry with a man on him, shooting from range. Marks will knock that behind for a corner kick. 8 minutes remaining in regulation, plus whatever time gets added on by the fourth official, and it's going to be a late corner opportunity. Daly sending it high, back post, clear it away. Can Chung get there? No. McDermott will track it down for Calvary. Chung blocking the cross, though. Atuene clearing, but not far enough. Second time, does able to clear that out into touch. So we are going to massively slow things down. Hopefully, we are shutting this match down, and we are going to come away with a 3-2 victory over Calvary FC. 4 minutes added on, and hopefully they will pass without much incident. Corner, though, for Johnston, sending it wide for Tamid. Guy back for Tahid. Guy still in control. All the way across. Bakare. Atuhuene. What a shot, but just missing that top corner. 4 minutes added on will expire, and Vancouver FC picks up our first victory of the season. We do it at home. A beautiful performance by Isaiah Johnson, occupying the number 10 spot, because frankly, Vasco Fry has been quite lackluster over the last 4 or 5 matches or so. And Mohamedou Kane adding his 4th goal of the season in the 65th minute to put Vancouver ahead for good. And this may have, for at least another week, saved our job. So after a very solid performance, we traveled across the country to the GTA, and sadly we reverted to form, turning it over. Salinovic shooting it from range, going around the defender who was able to screen the keeper Marks to put them ahead 1-0, and then Dos Santos back post on a set piece, 2-0 York United. They made it 3 with just moments left in the match. Shomi carrying it deep. Babuli missed tackle made by Romeo. 3-0 your final score. 2 of those goals coming after we opened things up to try to equalize late on in this match. A pair of goals in added time. So thinking that maybe we were taking a slight bit of a backslide. But we needn't have worried, because we got started early away at Valor FC. Farrar up the near sideline, sent to the cross. Goalkeeper dove, missed it. Suman Yuntak potting it home on the back post, and that would be all we needed. So a goal 2 minutes in. We were able to shut up shop in the final 10-15 minutes or so. Very successful. Simon Yuntak getting, I believe, his first start of the season. Named player of the match, and that made 2 victories in our last 3 matches. So we tried to make it 2 in a row as we returned home, but Pacific FC had other ideas. Dadaluke sending in Mayan, unable to get his head on it. However, again, a poor clearance. Seluf able to put it across Mayan Potts at home. But late in the match, we were able to find an equalizer. G doing yeoman's work along the near sideline, throwing it in the middle. Kane heading it past the goalkeeper as we were able to equalize in the 90th minute. 1-1 against a very hot Pacific FC. So things looking a bit better for us. We still find ourselves at the bottom of the table with the worst goal difference in the league. We now do have 2 victories and 2 draws in our 11 matches. Forge FC does have a game in hand on us. They are 1 point ahead of us, as is Calvary FC. But we are only 4 points adrift from that playoff spot, and we are well on our way to getting those junior minutes, those U21 minutes that we need to. Also, more good news, because the tactic, our familiarity with it is getting better. Our team cohesion is way up. We're still on the red side of average, but we are at least average. The club atmosphere is fantastic. We've been having those individual meetings with the members of the team. We're trying to get them to learn what we are all about. Now, our support is still pretty much on the abysmal side. We also gave kind of a rough team talk after one of the losses. Rocco Romeo did not like that. He is the new spokesman now that Callum Irving is no longer in our starting 11. However, there is good news on the horizon, something I had neglected to mention, which could help us out hopefully very soon. And that is, we were able to get the team to agree to send us for our National C license. We are studying for it right now. We should be able to pass the test, where Billy Flynn's a pretty smart guy. Once we do, I think it's going to kick our reputation up a little bit. That is the main thing that's holding us back with the squad. I think once we start closing that gap and disparity between us and our players, it could go a long way to winning over the dressing room and starting to turn this whole thing around. And to be fair, we have begun to do that. We did have an F with the board. We've been getting those emails saying that our job is under threat, basically, with every match that comes up. Because we have managed to secure points in 3 of our last 4, things are looking better for us. Yes, it's still a D, but we are moving in the right direction. Another thing that I did notice is most of our losses so far this season, most of our poor performances have come away from home. So looking at a slightly more defensive-minded tactic to play on the road. We're not going to test this out today because our next match coming up is against Halifax, and it will be in British Columbia. But more of like a 4-4-1-1. We're going to play a little Sean Dyche ball, I think, although we're not going to knock it long. We're going to try to play a possession game while keeping things a little more bottled up in our end, maybe go a little bit more for that kind of counter-attacking mode, try to get our offense that way. So maybe let them in a little bit, but not too much. Be a bit more defensively responsible. I really hope it works out. We're going to be testing this through the second half of the season. Another matchup against top of the table, Halifax Wanderers. This one at home. We did play them tightly. 2-1, the loss we suffered on the road last time we met up, and we're going with the same lineup. Essentially, it's going to be Marks in goal, a back 4 of Crawford, Romeo, Campagna, and Mohammed. Simmons and Galvis in the midfield with Farrar on the left wing. Atuahene is going to come in on the right in place of Rico Simon-Yuntak. Even though he got the goal a couple of matches ago, he kind of didn't play all that great last match, and we ended up replacing him in about the 60th minute or so. Johnston in that advanced playmaker position, and Kane once again will be our striker. We are still waiting to get Tyler Pasher back. He is still going to be out for another month, maybe 2. And this is really what you want to see, an inspired locker room as we head into the match. I really do believe that what is most holding us back, obviously the team dynamics, we've talked about this, but it is the way that they view us as a manager, and I think it's that reputation gap. And I think as soon as we are able to gain some reputation, it's going to go a massive way to having success here in Vancouver. Campagna playing it up, getting it back for Galvi, Simmons with it as we look to control it in our own end, trying to make some headway up the middle. We did turn off, we were trying to look on the side. Oh, what a ball through to Atuene. Kane to Atuene, but he is unable to get that one on target. Disastrous finish, but a beautiful through ball up the right wing. Set piece, Galvi sending it in. Atuene can't get his hand on it. Romeo into the middle. Atuene again. If he just found the target, we would be absolutely golden. But this first 10 minutes has been all Vancouver. 79% possession, 3 shots on goal to 0. Obviously, none of them on target. We need to improve that. Back post, Atuene can't win the header, but Mohammed is there. Over for Galvis. Knocked off by Daniels. He'll send it to the sideline. Mohammed dropping it down, but Daniels picking it back off, stepping in front of that one and carrying it forward. On the counterattack, ahead for Small. Small has 3 men around him, putting it into the middle. Romeo, another poor clearance, sent back in. Canada gets it over the outstretched arm of Marks, and just like that, Halifax is ahead 1-0. Marks was in position. He got his hand up. He may have even gotten a piece of it as it gets tucked under the bar, but that is the one thing with Romeo's game that has absolutely driven me crazy, is the number of mistakes he makes on headers that just find their way to a defensive player on the attack. And now we find ourselves trailing. Vancouver 0, Halifax 1. Apologize for the ambulance passing outside if you can hear that. Don't they know that we're recording a YouTube video? You'd think it would get out to the entire world. And things beginning to shift now Halifax's way. Although Mohammed wins it, Atuhuene pushing it past one defender. Can he get past another? No, he'll circle it back for Mohammed. Back for Atuhuene, moving it to his left. Still in control, back for Simmons. Wide for Mohammed, calling for the ball, taking it deep. Mohammed into the box. Atuhuene on target, and Filion directs that behind. Now, Kane has picked up a little bit of a knock. We're going to keep our eye on him for the next couple of minutes. See how he is doing. Johnston sending it in. Kane's header. Yeah, that's going to be way too strong and over the bar. I don't know if Kane is going to be able to see out this match, and I do worry about losing him for even longer. Johnston, unable to clear it far enough. Watson getting it again. Daniels with a shot from range. Getting his hands on it is Marks, and he will direct that behind for a Halifax corner kick. Still 1-0. We are playing pretty well, just not good enough. We're allowing Halifax, I think, to take the play to us just a little bit too much. A victory would pull us even on points with Calvary and Forge. Making up that deficit would be huge. Also, dealing with a set piece, also massive. Kane carrying it up the far side. Hampered by that injury, but not enough. Kane still with it. Has it swept away, and Daniels is going to come free with it. Up for Small. The counterattack on again, looking for Canada. And it gets... Canada's seriously just able to pop those headers in. And Marks, he's 6'1". He's got a decent aerial reach. It's not really his forte. But to get beaten the same way twice, second time, and Halifax goes out to a 2-0 lead. Even though you could... waited too long. Mamadou Kane, potential knee injury. That could be devastating. Now, we have gotten Mikhail Cantave back from an injury of his own. He'll come out to the right wing as Atuahene will play in the striker position. And hopefully Mamadou Kane is not going to be out for very long. Having to substitute him before the half, that is absolutely brutal. Scoreline is not reflecting the play, guys. I think we can still come back into this one. I have faith in each and every one of you. Most of the team remains motivated. No further changes besides bringing Cantave on for Kane and making the swap with Atuahene, but Atuahene on a 6.0, just having a bit of a rough game. Been playing well, just missing the target, and that really has affected his rating. We've hit the hour mark, and not a lot going on in this second half. Corner for Rivera. We can't deal with it. Daniel Nimick. But it's been... disallowed. Yay. Deep throw in Gutierrez. Up the line. Telford playing it up. Chung is there. Into the middle. Simmons quickly for Galvis. Moving it to his left. Galvis with some space. Not the greatest shot. Probably should have looked for a better option. Maybe dropped it back. Tried to draw some of those defenders off of that back line. Give us a little more room behind. Chung, terrible. But he will get it back and a chance to redeem himself with 15 minutes left to go. Crawford with space in front of him. Up ahead for Johnston, who has to retreat to Campagna. Chung has a Simon Yuntuk with some space. Gets around his man into the box. Hits the post. Tries to go far post. Not bad. Could have been better. Could have been much worse. Let's attack a little more. I mean, 2-0. We'll demand more from the team as well. Crawford with a throw in just a little over 5 minutes to go. Getting it back from Cantave. Crawford looking for Johnson. Timoteo takes him down. Penalty. Yellow card for Timoteo. Picking up the foul. The penalty. Fry shooting and Filion saving it. I mean, that's our problem. Hitting the target. We have chances. We have just failed to take them. Vasco Fry missing the penalty just basically sums up his season. 2-0 to Halifax. Another loss to Vancouver, this one coming at home. And Mamadou Kane out for 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, boy. When it rains, it pours. We've got only a couple of days to dwell on this, though. We've got Atletico Ottawa sitting mid-table coming up next. I hope to see you then. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not, and come back next time for more of the American Dream. Let's see if we can hang on long enough to get that coaching badge and try to repair what's going on in our dressing room. Hopefully, we'll get to see all of that happen, and you will be there as well. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.